The afternoon sun burned hot on the cracked road when Ryder saw her. A tiny girl standing beside a dusty bicycle with a cardboard sign that read, "For sale. Mom needs food." For a moment, everything around him went quiet. The thunder of engines faded, and all he could see were those frightened eyes and trembling hands. Something deep inside him broke that day, not from pity, but from fury. The kind that rises when you see the world crush innocence under greed. Tank, Vapor, and Mason, his brothers, noticed that look. They'd seen it before. No words were needed. Ryder walked over, crouched beside the little girl, and placed a roll of cash in her small hand. "Keep the bike, sweetheart," he said gently. No kid should ever have to sell their happiness for food. But Ryder couldn't just ride away. Not this time. He learned that the man behind her mother's suffering was a wealthy CEO named Hensley, the kind who called himself self-made while stepping on everyone else to climb higher. That thought lit a fire in him. By the time the sky began to turn gold, 4 roaring engines were cutting through the city. The Hells Angels weren't saints. But when they saw wrong, they didn't look away. They walked straight into Hensley's glass tower, the kind of place that gleamed with arrogance. The receptionist froze. Hensley frowned. "What is this about?" Ryder didn't yell. He simply placed the worn cardboard sign on the CEO's spotless desk. "That," he said quietly, "is what your greed costs." For the first time, Hensley didn't have a comeback. Ryder told him about the starving mother, the child selling her bike, and the love that outshone every dollar in his bank account. The words hit harder than fists. They didn't threaten him. They didn't need to. Sometimes, truth itself is the sharpest weapon. By nightfall, the story had spread. An anonymous businessman had donated food, paid hospital bills for struggling parents, and rehired those he'd unfairly dismissed. No one knew what changed his heart, except 4 bikers and a little girl with a pink bike. When Ryder and his brothers returned, the child ran to them, laughter replacing tears. Her mother stood weak but smiling, her eyes filled with gratitude. Ryder just nodded and said, "You don't owe me anything. Just promise you'll keep fighting." They shared bread under the fading sun, the engine silent beside them. The cardboard sign lay folded in the girl's lap, no longer a symbol of despair, but of hope reborn. And for one peaceful evening, the world didn't feel so broken anymore. If this story touched your heart, please take a second to share, comment, and subscribe to Everyday Heroes, where real stories remind us that kindness still exists. Tell us in the comments, what would you have done if you were in Ryder's place? Because sometimes one act of courage can make the whole world believe in humanity again.